Hey everybody, welcome to Education 759, which is IEP development and transition for students with disabilities. I'm Dr. Fries, just like French fries. As much as you might want to call me Freeze, it's really Fries. And you'd be surprised how many times I get called Freeze. But anyway, I'm starting my, oh gosh, I don't know, ninth year here at Francis Marion. And I've been teaching a variation of this course for a while. So that's the first thing I want to say. If you know anyone who has gone through the program at Francis Marion very recently, this course used to be 762. So y'all will still take 762, but we split the original 762 into 759 and 762. So 759, this course, we're going to talk about IEP development, and we added in a transition component. Then you will still take 762, and that's going to focus more on IEP implementation and lesson planning. Okay, so if you're friends with someone and they're like, oh, 759, we never took that one. No, they did not. You all are the very first group to take Education 759. So yay, very exciting. We thought that the old 762, it covered a lot, IEPs and lesson planning. And so we said, let's go ahead and split this and make two courses out of this one course. So, but now we're kind of in the same boat because IEP and transition separately could be their own courses, right? So we're going to pack a lot into this course 759. All right, so this is kind of what the tabs will look like as we get further along into the semester. More tabs will open up over here in Blackboard. And I know some of you, this might be your very first experience with Blackboard. I know some of you are just starting the program here at Francis Marion. Some of you started over the summer, but I'm going to walk you through a little bit about, I'll do a separate video, I lied, about what some of the icons mean on Blackboard, and I will also tell you how to submit assignments. So I will do a separate video about that, okay? So if you're brand new, you're gonna wanna watch the video that will be called How to Submit Affirmation Page and Other Assignments. And it will be right here under this Getting Started module, okay? So that's just kind of the first thing. So if you're new, make sure you watch the video. It's not here yet, but it will be by the time you watch this. That'll say, how to submit your assignment. So let's talk about the syllabus. So you're going to start here. Again, here's the home page, and these are the tabs that are open for all of you right now. So you're going to go to the Getting Started tab, and then here is where the videos that I'm recording right now will be posted, and here's also where the syllabus is posted and the calendar of due dates. Okay, so for the summer, for those of you who took me in the summer, I think at the beginning of the summer I did like 3 syllabus review videos, tried to go pretty in depth for every assignment that we had due. I'm not going to do that for this course because it's a full semester. So the summer goes very quickly. And so I tend to open everything kind of all at once. But for a course that is, a normal semester, I don't open it all at once. Okay. So I don't want to kind of overwhelm all of you. Let me just get this full page. So I'm going to do kind of a brief-ish review video. Hold on, let me get this the way I want it, and let me enlarge it because I'm old and I can't see. Okay, so I'm not going to open everything all at once for you this semester. I tend to do about 2 weeks in advance or so. So I'm just going to kind of go quickly-ish, or again, ish. Those of you who had me in the summer know that that's not really true for me. But and then as the assignments get closer, I will post more specific videos for each assignment. Okay, so email is the best way to reach me, kfries@fmarion.edu. You can work online, just make sure you adhere to posted deadlines. There are deadlines. You can, once I start opening assignments and stuff, you can get ahead, but you just can't get behind, okay? Because otherwise you will miss some deadlines. All right, so here's our our student learning outcomes. There's a lot of them. Here are our textbooks. Okay, so this one, this IEP one, this is at the Francis Marion bookstore. So you can go to fmarion.edu and go to current students and go to bookstore. And this one is here, okay? This one, this Flexer text, is not at our bookstore. And I had a reason why, and I, of course, can't remember what that reason was. We're not going to use this entire textbook, this transition planning for secondary students, because again, transition could really be its own standalone course. And, I'm trying to do both IEPs and transition. So it's still going to be kind of defeat the purpose, like I said, of splitting our classes, but that's okay. So this textbook, this Flexer textbook, I honestly would recommend renting it unless you want to buy it. You are certainly welcome to buy it. I know some of you do get reimbursed for your textbooks. So if that's the case, I would absolutely buy this book. If not, you can rent it. And I think, let's see, I wrote it down a while ago that you could rent it from Pearson. And it said $35 to rent it for, I think, like 170 days, 180 days, but might be making that part up. So it's up to you again if you want to buy it, if you want to rent it, and then the same for really the IEP book. We can't make you buy any of the books, but I think this IEP one is pretty good, and I really like this transition book. It's my first time using it, but I really like it, so you might want to think about buying it. You may choose the e-text or the print text for your books. I personally would prefer if you had the e-text. I'm trying to think. I don't think we're going to have any videos or anything specific to the e-text. Some classes I do, some classes like you have to get the e-text, but I think for this one you could get either one. Okay, so that's kind of the textbooks. Here's our objectives. You're going to demonstrate the ability to develop IEPs, establish a respectful environment for a diverse population of students, facilitate learning for students, understand transition practices for students with learning disabilities and in this course, we're going to focus mostly on as a transition to post-secondary life. Those of you who are early childhood, which is what I always was, there's a transition component there as well, when students go from early intervention to kind of regular, in quotes, regular school. But we're going to maybe touch on that, but mostly we're going to talk about students, our older students, our secondary students, as they transition to post-secondary life. And then we have a whole bunch of activities. I know it looks like a lot, but hopefully I really tried to make them all relevant to you. And, I know some of you are in classrooms, some of you are not in classrooms. So some of you have worked with IEP. Some of you're like, I have no idea what an IEP is. I'm just starting this program. So hopefully they will be relevant to you, but who knows? So I'm gonna go pretty quickly. I do have a 15-minute time limit. I'm using Screencast-O-Matic to record this, and I'm already at 7.5 minutes. Shocking, I know. So just quickly, and then again, I will do separate videos for each assignment, or I may group some of the assignments together. I might do kind of podcasts and the case studies together, something like that. So you will watch some podcasts. This will be your first assignment. Answer some questions within the podcast. They're in a Word document. Case studies, you will do 2 total. And there's a group of 3, and you will choose one of those case studies. Okay, Donald, Gabrielle, and Jose. And you'll choose one of those, and then you will complete, for this one, you will complete all the questions except the ones that say activity. And I'll show you what this means. And then all of you will complete the Thomas case study, right? So you'll choose one here, and then everyone will complete this one. For most assignments, you can choose to work individually, with a small group, with a partner, whatever works for you, especially now. I'm sure most of you are much more familiar with Zoom and Teams and all those things. We have Blackboard Collaborate. You can do all of these things and collaborate with some peers if you would like. We'll have an IEP project where you kind of look at a case study from some choices and develop an IEP. Again, just to get you familiar with, how to develop an IEP, what an IEP is, what it entails, all of those things. Okay, then you'll look at some IRIS module. Most of us here at Francis Marion, especially in that teacher special ed courses, we use these IRIS modules. They're fantastic. They're free for all of you. There's so many modules on this IRIS site that we can't even get to all of them, but we have tried to make sure that we don't duplicate. I checked with Dr. Murphy and Dr. Nixon, and we have a running document going of what IRIS modules we're using because we don't want to all use the same ones in our courses. So you'll submit the assessment questions, and one of the modules will be about the IEP process and that you have to choose, and one of the modules you have to choose will be about the transition or about the transition process. Okay, the next thing is we have a Transition Alliance of South Carolina. There's a conference, but I actually don't think it's called that. That might be a bold-faced lie, y'all. But there is we're going to call it that now. We're going to call it the Transition Conference in Myrtle Beach in October. Okay, a total aside, sorry if you just heard my phone ring. My dog is at the vet and she had to go under anesthesia, so I was waiting for the call, and of course it came while I was recording, but she's okay. George is okay, so I can breathe. But sorry that I had to had my phone rang and that there was a pause. But anyway, so there's a conference in Myrtle Beach that we are hoping to get funding for all of you if possible. In an ideal world, you would attend the conference, face to face, but there's also a virtual option. So we will deal with that more as the semester gets going. But just kind of keep those dates in the back of your mind in case in case you are in a district and they allow you to do professional development or anything like that. I know that I'm presenting. I know Dr. Murphy's presenting. I think Dr. Nixon is presenting. My presentation is the 21st. It's on Thursday at like 2:45 or something like that, and it's about math. Yay! So we'll get to that again, kind of as a figure out funding, stuff like that. We're also going to look at some person-centered planning activities. And this is, I put quotes here because this term, I'm just kind of using it very broadly as we're talking about transition. Person-centered planning is really key. It's very important. And so there are some activities in the textbook, in the instructor's manual part of the textbook that I'm going to have you all choose one to complete. So again, it's person-centered planning very broadly, kind of in quotes, okay? And like I said, I will do videos for all of these assignments as we get closer. This introductory video is just that, introductory to here's what's coming up. We'll also do a simulation activity. I was going to have you do a mock IEP meeting, but then I found this activity instead, and I really like it. It's from the instructor's manual from the transition book, and I think it sounds really hopefully relevant and engaging. So you'll reenact a college campus visit to an office for students with disabilities by a prospective applicant. Okay, so you will be assigned to a group for this one, and I will assign roles, or I will tell you what the roles are and you can choose the roles, however it works. But so we'll do a simulation activity, and then you will do a mini presentation to kind of follow up your simulation activity. Okay, and then the last one, I'm going to have you look at some college programs for students, with mild to moderate disabilities. There are a number of residential programs, transition programs, day programs, stuff like that at colleges around our state for students with mild to moderate disabilities. And so I want you to become familiar with some of these programs because some of you might end up in high school and this might be an area that you might need to help your students. I personally worked I was a doctoral student at Clemson for a year, and I worked with the Clemson Life program. So I'm going to use a program in Georgia. A friend of mine is a vice president, fancy pants at College of Coastal Georgia, and they just started another year of their residential program. So I'm going to kind of use that as an example, and then you all can choose one in our state, okay, in South Carolina. So here's how the grades are determined. Here's the breakdown of points. No late assignments, submit on time. If for some reason something is going on, I do understand that COVID is still rearing its ugly head. I hear you, but just let me know well in advance, okay? If for some reason you do need an extension, sometimes I'm flexible, sometimes I'm not, no. But I tend to be more flexible when I am aware well in advance, right? Don't wait until it was due yesterday and then say, oh yeah, by the way, I broke my fingernail and I couldn't do it, right? So just let me know ahead of time. Okay, you will need to sign the affirmation form. This will be as a separate assignment in Blackboard, and I'm going to end up doing a part 2 to this video. I can already tell you because I'm already at like almost 14 minutes. So I'm actually going to go ahead and we'll just stop here. So come back for part 2. I will talk about the affirmation form and go through the rest of the syllabus quickly, and then I will show you on Blackboard a couple things on there. All right, so come on back and we will start right here.